Okay, now we're going to cover the second portion of our training. There are 5 of these videos in this series of what we're going to talk about in our 2 days when we get together in Phoenix next week. This is kind of a heads up of what's going on. Remember now, the paper is the work. That's really important in everything we work on. Paper scanned by a smartphone or a scanner. It's OCR'd and the optical character recognition. The critical data is pulled off and put into a table. A table is what's called one record in a database. We've always called it a dialog box here, but simply a dialog box is what shows the data in the table. And paper is searchable via Google a Google look interface, so the small business owner and the accountant can find the paper easily. So what this is going to look like is first we need a 7-second attention grabber. Let's see if I can get my slide focused in there a little bit. A 7-second attention grabber, and that's going to help us close the sale. If we can grab our smartphone, pull a receipt out of our pocket, take a picture of it, look at a prospect and say, that's going directly into my accounting software. And it's all done by my outsourced bookkeeping system, which starts at, and then we'll come up with a price. I'm thinking we could start it as low as $10 a month, because it's never going to be $10 a month anyway, because there's always going to be a lot of things that don't work. But that would be a great attention grabber. What is the process that we envision? Okay, the document is scanned by phone or on the desktop. It's OCR'd on the desktop. And this could be done on the desktop or on our servers, and we're actually working on where that would best occur. We're thinking on our servers because on the server it can use the map that we created for the Home Depot invoice or the Lowe's invoice or the electric company invoice, that sort of thing. The document's uploaded to the paperless system. The OCR fields of data that we needed are imported into the SQL database table. And then we can either individually go in and confirm the data, or we can just say if the data looks clean, go ahead and do the import. The SQL database record is imported into the accounting software, and what happens here, I know I've repeated myself, is that once the data is pulled off a document, put into a table, one record in a database, it can then be exported. That one record can be exported in a spreadsheet format, and that spreadsheet can be configured to import directly into the accounting software, and all of that can either be done on a batch or done one at a time. So if there are any questions or problems, the document will not import. It will automatically create a task on the master dashboard for the person assigned to that particular task for that particular client, so that they can look at it individually. So the really hot ticket here is scanning documents by smartphone and uploading it with a voicemail attached to the document. And that's something else that we're looking at doing because it's very simple in smartphone apps, that we could, if somebody takes a picture of a document and then clicks record. I bought this office supplies for the meeting we're going to be doing in August for our sales pitch. And we want to know, is that valuable to the client? Is it valuable to you? So they take a photo of the receipt. They're prompted to attach an audio. If no document picture uploads to paperless, if no, then just the document uploads. If yes, the recorded audio and the document. And they may just want to record audio only. For example, I just put money in the parking meter. I don't think it's necessary to take a picture of the parking meter, but you could do a quick click on the app and say, I just put $1 into the parking meter, so that there's a tracking and contemporaneous recording of all expenses. At the end of the recording, it automatically uploads into the paperless overnight, and then is OCR'd, and the optical character recognition names the document. Naming the document is going to be pretty easy on OCR. It's importing it directly into the accounting software that is going to be the more difficult part of the job, because every single field has to be right or the system's going to fail. And if we need to, the audio can play at your office or at our offices to actually do a physical data entry. For example, I spent $1 at the parking meter. Do we need somebody to open up that record, listen to that, and record a $1 cash expense? Now the sad part is recording it will be more than the cost of the expense. No, but the ultimate idea here is to scan to OCR, post to paperless, and for the workflow to and then anything that doesn't work automatically goes to one of your people, or we could set it so that it goes to one of the client's employees, and they have to go in and clean up any data that does not click through or OCR. And that's going to be one of the important questions that we want to talk about. Do we want to do this and have the labor cost, or we want to give it back to them? So the other question we're going to have at this point is, do we want to batch these imports into the accounting software, or do we want to have a live open link to accounting software so it can batch at any time and one up at a record, one record at a time at any time? And it may be easier in our programming to do batches, but that means you're going to have to open the software at that time, etc. So this is something that we've got to talk about. What's really going to make this thing a big hit is that the OCR, when a document's a big one, the OCR pulls the data off and inputs it directly into the correct field. Now this is going to happen because of mapping. We're actually going to, the first time a Home Depot invoice comes in, we have to draw a circle manually, and I have to do this. This is because this is going to be a critical function. I have to draw a circle around the logo and analyze a bitmap, and then assign that analyzed file to the word Home Depot. And we know if we get a Home Depot, to the right of it is going to be the word what it is, statement, invoice, credit memo, whatever. Where do we go look for that next important word? And each time it finds those important words, it can import it into that table. And then, of course, if it's accurate, if we feel that we're 99.5% comfortable that we're actually accurate on this, then we can import it directly into the accounting software, either by batch or one-up. Let me see if I can make this move up. Well, the last record's not going to move into the screen. They've got to OCR and put the data in the correct field. If it fails, then it generates a task and plugs that task onto the master dashboard. So those are the big questions in part 2 that we're going to cover. Looking forward to talking to you. Thank you.